What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. So in this video we're going to be working on another Power BI project. Okay, so we have worked on a project before, a reward project. Okay, uh for anything you're learning, you have to know how to use it in solving real world problems. Okay, especially if you're learning data analysis. All right, you should know how to apply what you have learned in in solving problems. Okay, these are projects you can add to your portfolio. Okay, to form probably a portfolio website. All right, so um you have not watched the last project, check the description. So you can go ahead, you can go there and watch the part 1 and part 2. Okay, and then if you want to follow along for this particular one, the data set is also in the description. Okay, so make sure you go ahead and watch it. Okay, make sure you go ahead and download the data set and then follow along with me. All right, so let's get straight into it. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and importing the data I'll be working with, so this one. So let's see how we go about it. All right, now you see what we have here. Okay, so if you click on this, let's see. Okay, this is the sales. Now this sales data, let me open the data in Excel so you can see why you are seeing what is it. Okay, so let me quickly show you guys the reason you are seeing that. Now if you open this in Excel, now if you look at this, okay, so the name of the sheet here, all right, the Excel sheet is sales data. The name of the sheet here is customer data. The name of the sheet is also order data. But if you check the table names, you have table 3. Okay, so they're actually the same thing. Okay, so there's no worries. Okay, so it's still the same thing. Now sorry. Okay, now if you come over here now, if you come to import data and then you open it, so you can actually use any one of this or this. Okay, so sales data and this sales data, they contain the same thing, but this is the name of the sheet in Excel, but this is the name of the table in Excel. Okay, so you can either use this or this. Okay, so they contain the same thing. So let's just go ahead and work with the ones that are tables. Okay, still the same thing. Okay, so you go ahead and transform data. Let's go ahead and transform data to see if there is anything we need to do. So actually I've checked through the data set. Okay, the data is clean. Okay, it's clean for what we need to use it for, but I'm going to change the name of this to customers. Okay, then I'll change the name of this to orders. Okay, so then I'll change the name of this to product. Now if you look at what you have here, okay, let's try to understand our data. Okay, so for this customer data, you have the ID of the customer, the name of the customer, and the segments to which the customer belongs, which is either consumer, corporate, or home office. Okay, so then we also have the countries. Okay, we have the countries there, we have the cities. Okay, we also have the state, and then the region. Now for order, we have the order ID, the order date, the ship date, ship mode. Okay, and we also have the product ID. Okay, now and then we now have the sales data. Now in Power BI or in data analysis, we have tables that are called the fact table and then the dimension table. In this case now, our fact table is this sales data, and then these 3 tables are the dimension tables. Okay, so since our data is clean for what we need to use it for, I'm just going to okay, before we assume that, let's check for duplicate. If you look at the sales data, okay, the the order ID, this order that we have here, okay, is from the same customer, as you can see here, but he bought this different product. That's why the IDs of the product are different. Okay, so if you come into customers, there should be no duplicate in the customer ID, because this table contains only, it contains information for customers, right? It contains the customer data, so there's no reason to store information about the customer more than once. Okay, so I'll go ahead and remove duplicate from this column. We also go ahead and remove duplicate from here. Okay, also go ahead and remove duplicate from here. Okay, so the dimension tables should not contain duplicates, especially on the primary column. Okay, the primary key column. Okay, so I'm going to come here now. We'll come here to remove rows. Okay, we'll remove duplicates from here. Okay, can you see that duplicates have been removed? Then we'll come here again to here, remove rows. We'll go ahead and remove the duplicates that are also here. Then for the products ID, go ahead and also remove duplicates from there. Remove rows, remove duplicate. Okay, good. So we're gonna go ahead and close and apply. All right. Now, if you watch the last project, I showed you guys that the next thing we are going to do is what uh do data modeling. Okay, we are going to create relationships between the fact table and then the dimension tables. Okay, and then I told you guys that this is where you do that in Power BI. Now, if you look at what you have here, automatically Power BI is going to do it for you. That is, if you have it in your settings. For me, in my own settings, I have it that Power BI should automatically detect relationships. Okay, for that, you come into File, Options and Settings, Options. Let me see if I can show that to you guys. I think it is over. Let me see. I'm trying to see where it is now. Okay, this is for map. So okay, because we're also going to use a map visual in this video, make sure you turn this on. Okay, because most times, if you don't turn this on, and then if you are not connected to the internet, the map visual will not show. Okay, so make sure you turn that on. Okay, I can't remember where the settings for that is. I can't really remember now. Okay, but if you check through here, there's a place from where you can. Okay, I can't remember for now, so I just stop wasting our time. Okay, but make sure you turn the one for the map visual on. Okay, so as you can see from here, the relationship has been done for me automatically. Okay, but I can also go ahead and confirm if it has been done the right way. So this the connection from here to here is because they have the customer ID column in common. Okay, and then as you can see, this is a one-to-many relationship. Okay, and this one is also what one-to-many relationship, and then the connection is due to the product ID column that we have there. Okay, and then the connection here is also due to the order ID column that they have in common. Okay, so the basically now the data modeling has been done already. So go ahead and create our measures. Okay, so go ahead and create our measures. Okay, now for that now, all right, so for that, like I said in the last project, I said for me, I like to have my visuals in a separate table. Okay, so I'm going to call this all measures. Okay, and then I'm going to load it. Now I'm going to add a new measure. So for my measures, uh, first now start with is the total sales. Okay, I'm going to add a measure for the total sales. Okay, then I'm going to use some function, and then bring in the sales column. Let me zoom in so you can see this. Sorry. uh don't worry, try to. Okay, I'm trying to zoom in so you guys can see what I'm doing perfectly. So let's come back here now to the measures, correct this. So I'm going to correct, zoom in, right. So I hope you can see this now. So for the total sales, you're going to sum the sales column. Okay, this one. Okay, now and then because it's currency, I'll convert it to currency, and then for the decimal place, I, I will say no decimal. I don't want to have any decimal there. Okay, so now I can go ahead and remove this column from here. Yes, so I'll add another measure, new measure. For this, I'm going to add the profit. Okay, the profit. So that will be the sum function, and then the profit column. Okay, and then okay, for the profit now, let's convert it to currency too. Currency, but no decimals. Okay, and then I'm going to add another measure for the total quantity sold. Okay, total quantity sold. So I'm going to use some function, then quantity. So okay, and then I'll add a new measure for the number of customers. New measure. Okay, so number of customers. Okay, so I'll just go ahead and add. So for number of customers, we're going to count the customer IDs. Okay, you know each customer we have is our own ID, so I'm going to use distinct count. Okay, distinct count function. Okay, yeah, I'm going to count customer IDs. So you can either use this one or this one, so you see the same thing. Okay, and then I'm also going to add a measure for the number of orders we received. Okay, the number of orders we received. So number of orders, number of orders. So I'm going to count also. Now I'm going to count the rows of the fact table. Okay, because each row in the sales data represents an order. Okay, so I'm going to count the number of rows here to get the total number of orders that we got. Okay, so and that's basically the measures that I want to add. Okay, so just few measures. Okay, if you check the last project, I showed you how to add a lot of measures and then a lot of Power BI functions. Okay, but this particular project is just a simple project. Okay, and then we just need to create a simple sales report. Okay, so not as complex as the last. Okay, so it's not as complex as the last project we worked on. Okay, so uh I'm going to go ahead now and start creating the dashboard. Okay, so the measures are ready, so I'm going to add these ones on a card. So I'm going to use the card for that. So expand this, and I'm going to use the card. Okay. Okay, and then I'll just, for now, don't worry about the formatting. Okay, maybe I should just go ahead and do this. So come here to insert. All right, just follow my steps. Come here to insert shapes. I'm going to add a line. I'm going to add a line here. Hey, sorry. I think I zoomed this thing in too much. Try to zoom out a bit. Mm, okay. All right. So good. And then this is where I'm going to add my header. Okay, the header for my dashboard. And then I'm just trying to separate that out. Okay. And then here I'm going to add my card here. Okay. I'm going to add my cards over here. Okay. And then I'm going to format this card now. General. The if no, sorry. Let's start from this value. I'm going to reduce this to something like 40. Okay. And then for this, I'm going to reduce the value to something like 10. Okay. So let's see what we have first. And then for the general, I'm going to come into effect. So you can either use the border. Okay, you use the border. This is what you have. Okay, but for me, I'm going to use uh shadow shadow feature. Okay, so I'll use this, and then I'll change this to custom. Then I'm going to change this to change this to 5, change this to 4. Okay, then for the distance, I'll say 0. Okay, now let's see what you have. Okay, I'll go ahead and also reduce the transparency. Okay, so for the transparency, let's see something like 30. No, come on, 30. Then go ahead and remove this 7 from here. Okay, good. And then let's see the to use 11465. All right, now now the reason it's this big is because I don't have a lot of cards to create. Okay, so I'm just going to use this approach. Okay, let's duplicate this. All right, now for this, I'm going to okay, I'm going to rearrange them. Okay, I want the total sales to come on to come first. Okay, now let me take this out and bring in the total sales. Okay, so remove it from here and then bring in the total sales. Okay, and then I'm also going to bring the total profit now. Total profit. Okay, and then we're going to bring in total quantity sold here. Okay, and then lastly we then have the number of customers here. Okay, nice. You can see what you have here. Okay, which other one have we not added? We have 1 2 3, we have 5. So we've not added number of orders. Okay, good. Then number of orders. So this means okay, we have to reduce the size of our carts. All right, good. Now if you see, you can go ahead and reduce this a bit, something like this. Okay, then we are coming to general. See that it is 192 now, so I'll give it to the other ones too. 192, 192, 192, and also 192. Good. And then we need to arrange them properly. Okay, properly arrange them. So I will hold my control key and select all of them. Come into format, align top, and then also distribute horizontally. Good. So the cards are set now, and then you can also go ahead and group them, so that if you mistakenly move one, you're moving them together. If you come into format, group, and you group them. When you group them now, you can see that they are together. All right. So you don't have to worry about scattering their arrangement. Now the next visual we are going to create is the trend of the sales. Okay, trend of sales. So I'm going to bring, let's bring the sales to the y-axis now, and then come here to, if you come to here, we have the order date, so bring it to the uh x-axis here. All right, and then you can see what we have now. When you come back, when you click on this, you can see that we have the date itself, the year, the quarter, the month. But for me, I only want to show the uh sales, okay, for the year and month. So I'll go ahead and remove quarter. I'll also remove this, and sorry about that. Let's bring this back here. So I'm going to remove quarter. I also remove this. So this is what we have. Now you can see the trend of sales. So in 2016, this was the sales. Now this was 2016 February. This was 2016 March. Okay, 2016 April, 2016. I hope you can see that. All right. Just let me zoom this in. You can see what you have here. So this is the breakdown of the sales. Uh, uh, the breakdown of the sales for each year and also for the month. Okay, good. Now because of space, all right, let's do this. Let's do this because of space. Okay, then now don't stress yourself. Just come here to the properties and see the dimension. So we have 94 now for the height. All right, so go ahead and give it to this ones to 94. All right, so you do the same thing for this ones, 94. Also for this, 94, and also for this, 94. Okay, now you can see that we have a no space here now, so I can then go ahead and bring this here, and then can also reduce this a bit. Okay, so it's just a simple dashboard. Okay, simple dashboard. Now we can also go ahead and format this. I'm first going to give it a border. Okay, and then for the x-axis, I'm going to make the values kind of really black, and also make them bold. Okay, so you can do the same thing for the y-axis. Okay, for the values, I'm going to make them bold and bold enough. Okay, and then I'm going to turn off the title, because I already see that this is total sales by year and month. So I don't have to have a title here again. And then for this, I'll do the same thing for the x-axis and turn on the title. See what I have here. All right. So Very simple stuff. Okay, and then I'm going to also duplicate this now, but this time around I'm going to think the zoom I did on this page is affecting my work. So now I'm going to bring this one here, okay, and then properly resize it. It's really affecting my work. Okay, good. So it's I've fixed it now. So this is how it was meant to be. So I can now properly arrange this. Okay, sorry about that. So I can go ahead and ungroup these guys now. So I'll first ungroup them and then try to rearrange them again. That's what I have been. Alright, so as you can see, what I've done here, I've properly arranged the cards, okay, and then I've also added a new measure for the number of products, okay, the number of products the store has currently, okay. So as they get to add more products, these things will automatically update from here, okay. So let's go ahead again and properly group them, okay. Come here to the format and then go ahead and group it properly. First of all, distribute horizontally and then you can then group them if you want to, okay, and then you can now go ahead and expand these ones, give them enough, good, and then you can do the same thing here. Now for this, I want to visualize the sales for different states, okay. So for that, I'm going to change this to a map, okay. Sorry, I'm going to change it to a map. So now I don't want sales by date, I want the sales for each of the states. So for the state now, come into customers, you have state here. Now but before you use the state, make sure you click on it and come into data category and select state or province here, okay. Now when you do that, you see that this has changed to kind of look, okay, and then I can then drag this and bring it to the location, okay. So as you can see, in our data here, come into the customer table and you click on it, you can see that we have just one state there, which is US, okay. So this store is basically in US, okay. So each of these states are states in the US, okay. Now you can see that this is a map of US. All right, so let's go ahead and format the map. So let's increase the size of these bubbles to 10, okay, and then you can even go ahead and change the color of the bubble. You come here to the color and click on FX. We can go ahead and for the low value sales, you can make the color kind of red, okay, maybe some kind of red color like this to show that the sales is kind of low, okay. And then for the high values, you can go ahead and give it a green color to show that the sales here is, it's quite okay. And then you can also add a middle value if you want to, okay, which is okay. And then you can see that, see what you have there, right? And so that's what you have here. Now the next thing I'm going to add now, the next visual I'm going to add the sales for each of the categories, okay. Now let me just, for each of the subcategories, now if you check the products table here, product table that we have here, you come here and check the product table over here. Now you can see that we have different category of products here, and then we have subcategories. Now this is what I'm going to show you guys. So I will come here and remove dates, from x-axis, I'm going to bring in category, the product category over here to x-axis. Now we don't want a line chart. Let's use this. Okay, so if you do this now, I'm going to bring in the subcategory also into x-axis. Now okay, this is not what I want to do now. But currently, you see what you have here. This will break it down for us into, there's a line here. So for furnitures, all the subcategories under furniture is what we have here. Okay, and then all the subcategory under office appliances is what we have here. But let me show you what I'm trying to do now. Okay, all right, now so if you see what we have here, so you can see this. So let me show it to you guys. So it's the same thing. You bring in the category first, then the subcategory into the x-axis. Now you make sure you click, if you click on this, all right, click on this arrow. Let me try to zoom in so you can see properly. So this is what we have. If you click on this, you have what? You drill down. So if you turn this on, now this is the furniture category. If you click on this bar, this will go ahead and expand, okay, all the subcategories we have under furniture. Okay, if you want to go back, now, can you see that? Now if you click on this, you double click on this, so it will show you all the categories we have, all the subcategories we have under the category office supply. Okay, you know, office supply is a product, is a category in the product, in the categories of products. Okay, so when you turn on this drill down and then you click on a particular category, all the subcategories under that category will be expanded for you. Do you get that? So that's how you can use the drill down feature of Power BI. I'm going to go back to report. Okay, and then I'm just going to go back up, right? Sorry, I'm going to turn this on and then go back up. Now you can see what we have now. Okay, good. Now the next visual that we can add again, now let's go ahead and add a visual for the top selling product. Okay, the top selling product. So let's see what we have. All right, so let's bring in the, so you can bring in the product name. Okay, you can come here to the product name to the x-axis. Okay, but this will show you all the products. Okay, but we don't want all the products and sales. We want to see the top selling products, maybe the top 10 or the top 5. To do that, we're going to use the filters. Okay, so you come here and drag in the, so you come here to make sure you click on the visual. Then you come over here to filter on this make sure you click on this. Then you come over here to filters on this visual. Okay, filters on this visual. So you come here to bring the product name here. Now what do you want to filter by? Okay, now we're in the top n. Okay, the top 10. Let's do the top 10. Okay, and then by what value? By sales. Okay, you go ahead and apply the filter. So this will show you the top 10. Now let's use a different visual because of the space, or maybe you can just go ahead and use and do the top 5 selling products. Okay, apply filter. So you can see what you have here. You can come here and change the title. Okay, to top 5 selling, top 5 selling products. Okay, then you can also put the title in the center. Okay, if you want to. All right, just do it however you want to do it. Okay, and for this I'm also going to put the title in the center. All right, I'll do the same thing for this. Put the title in the center. Also for this, the title in the center. Good. Now the next thing we're going to do now is add. You can see that the dashboard is complete. It's simple, and at the same time it's communicating what we want to communicate. Okay, then I'm going to go ahead and add a text box for the title of the dashboard. Okay, All right, so as you can see, this is just a text box, then sales report inside, and then format your text. Okay, just go ahead and format your text properly, then you can place it in the center. All right, so the next thing I'm going to do now is to add some slicers. Okay, so I just come here to visuals and add a slicer. So I'm going to add a slicer for the customer. If I come into the customer now, we have the segments. We have different segments. So I'm going to add this. So I'm going to use a list. So I'll click on the slicer now. I'll come into the slicer settings. I'm going to use horizontal. Okay, and then I'll properly do it like this, and then I'll bring it over here. Okay, and size it properly like this. All right, now you can also add a slicer for, let me shift this to the side a bit. So you can go ahead and also add another slicer for the regions. Okay, so let's, for the regions, yeah, for the region. Okay, you can see what we have now. Now let's try to format our slicer now to something that will look nice. So I'll come here to the slicer settings. Okay, let's start from here. For the effects, properties, effects, I'm going to turn on the background. Okay, then for the visual, for the values, I'm going to give it a kind of border. Let's see how it looks like. Okay, let's leave the border. Let's change the color of the border to something like blue. Good. So you can increase the width. Okay, that is too thick. I think this is nice. And then you can also, for the values now, let me make the values kind of bold. Yeah, bold is okay. Then I will just go ahead and copy the formatting from here and also give it to this particular slicer. Good. And then you can probably just do it like this. Now you see what you have, a very simple dashboard, but at the same time communicate exactly what you want to communicate. Okay, simple and very straightforward. So when you click on this go ahead and break the dashboard down, okay, into the central into the key points, or I don't know how to say it now, but if you look at this dashboard has been reduced. Okay, and then it's now giving us information about the central region alone. You can see from the map here, this is the sales. We go from the central part of US. Okay, central region part of US. Okay, then if you click on this is giving us information for the central region for the consumer segment. Okay, so you can unselect area. All right, so as you can see, that is how you can create a very simple dashboard in Power BI. Okay, and then this is how you learn, by practicing and working on real life scenarios. Okay, so guys, make sure you give the video a thumbs up, drop a comment in case you have any question, and then you can also go ahead and drop a comment. Okay, to make sure that people get to see the video. Give video a like. Okay, give it a thumbs up, and then make sure you also subscribe to the channel for more educational video, and then to also support the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. All right, so guys, and then check the description. There are more projects on Power BI that you can watch and use to improve your Power BI skills. Okay, guys, take care.